This educational video is brought to you by Dr. Robert Bates at Leominster Chiropractic Spine and Injury Center, because we know the more you learn about being healthy, the healthier you will be.
This is Dr. Robert Bates at Leominster Chiropractic Spine and Injury Center. Today we're going to discuss posture and its importance to health. We can all remember when we were children and having an adult tell us to sit up straight or stand up straight or pull our shoulders back, and we never thought much of this. First of all, what really is posture? Posture in the human is the shape of your structure and your skeleton working against the forces of gravity. We all forget that gravity is a force that is pulling us toward the earth and pushing us into the earth, where your head is compressed into your neck is compressed into your back, into your pelvis, into your hip joints, through your legs, and into the ground. This is a fairly substantial force that our bodies are working against and working with for our entire lifetime. When you maintain good posture, it actually requires the least amount of working musculature for you to stay in that shape. The ankle mortise is stable, the knees click back into extension and lock on the ligaments, the low back curves forward, the mid back curves backwards, and the neck curves forward. These spinal curves are genetically formed by combining a mixture of stability and flexibility. In other words, the set of three curves in your spine gives you the proper amount of stability of the structure and enough flexibility for proper movement. Not only is good posture advantageous for reduced muscle function and therefore reduced energy, but it also is sending millions of bits of information, very important information, from thousands and thousands of neuronal structures and receptors into the central nervous system and brain to tell you where you are in space, the tension and pressures and stretch on all kinds of tissues in your body, and actually drives learning in your brain and many other important functions. Today, especially with high-tech living and sitting in front of computer screens as I am right now, we are altering our posture in a very negative way. In fact, there has been much research over the last several years showing that the longer you sit at work, the more lifestyle illnesses you will have and the shorter your lifespan will be. Pretty scary, but that is what the research is showing. This is related to several things, including an alteration in blood flow, but also a reduction in the normal sensory input into your central nervous system. With trauma, with chronic sitting, with chronic texting of young children now, we are spending much too much time in flexion of our neck and our low backs. So how do we fix or prevent these changes in posture which have such horrible negative effects, such as pain, abnormal input into the central nervous system, increased rate of arthritic change, and many other negative consequences? If we are forced to sit for work, then we must try to get up as much as is possible during the day and reduce sitting as much as is possible. We must perform several types of reverse stretch procedures to prevent chronic distortion of tissue. When you chronically sit, you stretch ligaments in your low back that are related to a reflex to protect movement. This new research came out about 1.5 years ago and has shown that a stretching of a ligament called the supraspinatus ligament in the low back by chronic sitting delays a very protective reflex that is needed to contract the tiny little muscles and control movement before the large primary muscles fire to cause the movement. When this reflex is delayed, We see the type of patient that calls me that says they threw their back out when there was no huge amount of lifting or quick movement or any type of athletic performance. This is a control issue of the low back and a neurological abnormality, which we are seeing more and more because of the chronic sitting and deconditioning of actual people. Almost everyone is somewhat deconditioned, especially for core strength. So you need to call a local chiropractor, preferably one with their neurology degree that has a good understanding of these problems, or any type of biomechanical expert to help you assess your posture. You must understand the abnormalities you have created in your posture and set a very specific program to help you begin reducing these distortions of muscle, ligament, and bone. You must look at your working posture, your sleeping posture, and your recreational postures, as well as muscle strengths and various flexion extension muscle ratios, so that you can begin to fix these abnormalities. Have a great day, and I wish you luck in being as healthy as you can be.